Welcome to Midnight Madness.
I look at Midnight Madness for the novice as the gateway drug to the festival experience.
Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, yeah.
Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it.
And now the Midnight Madness Show. Here's your host, the DJ Doctor.
Good morning. This is Mark, your DJ Doctor. I just want to say, hey, thank you for tuning in to another Midnight Madness Show here in wonderful downtown Manchester, Tennessee. We are still a little under the weather, so bear with me if I'm screaming into the microphone. But sitting next to me, as always, is the one and the only Hillbilly Heartthrob. How you doing, Jason?
I am beautiful.
Well, that's because the camera's not pointing at you, so you can get away with that stuff. So one of these days, we're going to have a camera actually pointing at you.
No, we don't want that.
Yeah, that's what I
got people buffaloed all these years.
Yeah, exactly. So what's new going on with you? Had a great show Sunday.
Yes, we did. And I spent way too much money.
You ended up with, what, 28 albums?
28, yeah.
You can go on our Facebook page and see that we did the conventions show, the record convention, at the Nashville Palace there across from Opry Mills Mall. Fantastic show. So we are without Awesome Andy, so we're not going to have any idea if we should wear a jacket or a coat. Oh, he's coming in.
He is here.
He is coming in late.
He is coming in the door now.
I'm going to dock his pay. Andy, you need to tell us what the weather is. So do I wear a jacket? I don't know, man. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get chilled.
It's all up to you.
Tell us, Andy. Talk to us. This here is accurate Andy Storm.
It has been a sunny, beautiful Tuesday in the Middle Tennessee area. We have had some sun and clouds today, but tomorrow we will be looking at some rain moving in late in the afternoon with a high of around 50 degrees. The next 2 days after that, look at some rain, and then by the end of the weekend, it's going to be bright and sunny and very nice for everyone. Enjoy this afternoon listening to WFMC Jams and these fine artists. This is your forecast from Accurate Andy.
Storm. Just remember, if you don't live anywhere near the Middle Tennessee area, then that means nothing to you.
Does nothing for you.
Just walk outside. You'll figure out if you need a jacket or not. If we have to tell you what the weather is in your area, then you got more problems than that.
If you're up north, it's cold.
It's cold, yes, very cold. All right. Jason, this artist I've been tickled to death since you said you booked her a while back. So this is we're not supposed to say this, but this is one of our favorites.
We say that about everybody, though.
I don't say that about you.
You're going to say that about the next artist, too.
No. Show 2 is going to be a whole different animal. You might want to start listening to Heat FM radio or the Lightning 100.
But they'll still be listening to us.
Well, maybe not a Lightning 100. So Brian and I are going to listen to Jack FM. So, Brian, do you got a microphone where we can say hey to you? No, Brian doesn't have a microphone, so thank you, Brian. We're glad you got
sure don't.
On the air. He sure don't. He checked twice. No, he doesn't. So we'll talk to Brian here in just a little bit, but let's get our guests up and running. So, Jason, who do we have on the show tonight?
We have a legend in the making.
Yes, I feel so.
The one and the only Miss Melissa Alesi.
Thanks,
Melissa.
guys. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me back.
We're so happy to be here. You're on Facebook Live. Jason's got you on a watch party. I can't seem to get my watch party to work here. So let's, while you do your first song, I'm going to jump on and get Facebook Live up on my side, too. So why don't you go ahead and play a song for us?
Sure.
And then let's find out what you've been up to. It's been a little while since we had you on the show, and a lot of things have changed.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff in the works.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and have you play, and let's go from there.
Cool. This song's called Space and Time.
Send me a letter, babe. Put it in a glass bottle overseas. I pick it up on the other side. If you forget to, babe, I never let you let it go. 'Cause I know I'm really gonna miss you. I think we're probably overestimating a little space and time. 'Cause when you're here, it's worth the waiting. So I don't mind. Tell me your secrets, baby. Put 'em in a raindrop, set it free. It'll get to me. Under the midnight sky, I see an angel fly. It's your love shining down on me. I think we're probably overestimating a little space and time. 'Cause when you're here, it's worth the waiting. So I don't mind. Ooh, I'm never gonna let you go. 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 I think we're probably overestimating a little space and time. 'Cause when you're here, it's worth the waiting. So I don't mind. Send me a letter, babe. Put it in a glass bottle overseas. I'll pick it up on the other side.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Thanks.
I think there was one line in that song she wrote about me.
No, I don't think so.
Never gonna let you go.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was a mishear on your part.
Oh, that
Jason.
could have been maybe. Yeah.
Well, Melissa, it is so nice to have you back on our show.
Good to be back.
We've been following you, I don't know, for a year and a half now, maybe 2 years.
Something like that.
It's like a year, yeah, a year and a
Sure.
half. Met you guys shortly after I moved down to Nashville.
Yeah, we first caught up with you at the Opry Mills Mall. You were playing there, and right away. And again, I've said this on the air.
We fell in love right away. Absolutely.
Well, you know, I've said this many times on the air, so there's nothing new. Nashville has a lot of cookie cutters. They're just gingerbread people punched out, and one artist is the same as the next, the same as the next.
Tell me how you feel about me.
Exactly. And then when we came to Melissa, you were not the cookie cutter. You were different. You had a different voice. You had a different style about you. You had a different air about you. Instantaneously, that grabbed me, and I'm like, this girl's got something. And so you've had us hooked from then on through. Anything we can ever do to help promote this young lady, I would love to. And you got some great things coming up. But what's been new since the last time we saw? I mean, kind of in a nutshell, we got some future plans for you down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I have several pretty big things in the works, and I'm finishing up an EP. I've been traveling back and forth to North Carolina to record that, and
And how's that going?
It's good. It's good. This time around, I'm thinking about it differently, more as like a cohesive project. Last 3 times, it was just like, oh, this song, I like this song, I like this song, and we just put it all on there. And this time, I'm trying to think of it more as like one piece of art with pieces, songs within it. And I'm more detail oriented this time after being in Nashville and seeing like the potential of what could be, and seeing, you know, oh, there's already a lot of this. I don't want to be that. What do I want to be? How do I want to say
Right.
the things that I need to say musically? So it's been a really cool journey within myself, and I can't wait for everybody to hear this new stuff. I'm really excited.
It's a growing process,
Yes.
you know. I like it that you got kind of a theme for the album, you know, instead of, you know, I got to put 10 songs on an album to make this CD or a record out. You know, it's kind of, the old days, Rush would do that. One side would be like a whole, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, the same song, different sections. But it was like a theme. It flowed with each other, and each song kind of related to the other. And I've always liked that, and I don't see that a lot anymore. I just see you got a good album out there, and there might be 2 or 3 really good songs on it, and the rest are totally odd stuff. They don't seem to fit, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't want anything on there, not one song that I'm not really stoked about. It just doesn't need to be on there.
well, any idea when that project might be done so we can get, was this album number 4?
This is, I have 3 full lengths out, and then this EP, I'm probably going to release 1 or 2 singles and push those first. And I have a feeling that by the time I release the second single and I'm prepared to release an EP, I'm going to have a whole new direction that I want to go. So,
welcome to the music
I know,
business.
right? Yeah.
It's again, you gotta be ready for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's the struggle of like, you finish everything and then you're listening back and you're like, oh, I could do that better. Oh, I could do that better. And it's like a never-ending process. At some point, you just have to be like, okay, it's finished. I'm putting this out.
Yep. You can never overproduce your own album. A friend of mine out of Austin was that way. He goes, man, I produced my own album, and it was like 60 days delayed because I was like, nah, that's not good enough. I can redo that. And he goes, I'd have been doing that for the next 6 years. You know, just there's a point when you got to go, it's done. Paul McCartney would tell you there's songs that by the Beatles he'd redone differently or added or changed because it's just a growing process. You just think different now than you did just 2 years ago.
Right.
So
I'm really fortunate to be working with a producer that I worked with him on my first 2 albums, and we just have a really good working relationship, and I trust him, and we work really well together. We have a blast. So it's just a really fun, cathartic, enjoyable time when I go there, and I'm always sad to leave. It's like this cloud, like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end.
Having somebody that you enjoy to work with is a big plus.
Yeah. And you can hear that. You can feel it. It comes out in
the
final product.
So there's some it's just, this is a job. I'm here to record you. Let's get it done.
Right.
And I can go move on to the next project.
No, your producer, does he kind of give you direction or like, come on, Melissa, you could give me a better take than that one, or are you sure that where you want to go with this? Does he kind of give you those kind of pointers, or?
He knows my voice, so there are times when he's like, no, I don't, we should wait till tomorrow. Like this last time, I was recording a song that Johnny Neal and I wrote, and I had that flu bug thing, that respiratory thing that was going around.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. I was feeling physically fine, but it was crackly and like my voice was breaking. So he was the one that was like, all right, let's give it a rest. We'll go back tomorrow. And it ended up being pretty good the next day. But usually I'm like, no, I can do that better. Or we both push each other, which is really cool. So it's just nice to be, I don't feel like I'm working with somebody that's telling me what to do. I feel like I'm working with somebody that we are making something together.
That's good.
And that is really, really important to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
It gives you that comfort factor. You know, he's on the same plane as you are, you know, same goal. So,
yeah.
Well, let's jump into another song. You got a bunch of people jumping on Facebook Live,
Sure.
so they want to hear you
This
as well
song's
as we do.
called I Can't Breathe. I can't breathe when you're talking to somebody but you're looking at me. You're giving it back to me. Yeah. Oh, hey there. Thank you.
A big voice for a tiny young lady.
Tiny.
It's amazing you hit those notes like that.
Thank you.
A good friend of ours, he's he's one of those guys who is a coach for the stars. Buzzy Orange Studios. He does vocal lessons for a lot of big names. Everything I hear him say about singers, I watch you do it. So you're on the right path. He worked with Carrie Underwood and Faith Hill and all those. So he's always talking, open your mouth, open
Couple
your
little
mouth.
ones.
And you do that. He worked with Jason once.
Yes, and told me today I need to come back for a second lesson.
He's a whole different animal. He is out there. And Buzzy, if you're listening, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying he thinks of it totally different, the way that you should think about vocal lessons. So thank you, Buzzy, for allowing to be part of your family and friends, too. So, and he's staying busy in Nashville. So
He's out of Nashville?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to study again. I have a background, like I started taking lessons for 4 or 5 years in classical voice, and that was my first major in college was opera.
Oh, wow.
And then I quickly realized after one semester that there wasn't enough creative license in there. You know, you have to do it exactly as the music says. And I really loved studying as a hobby. And it's like yoga for your voice.
Right.
I think it was an amazing foundation. I'm so glad that I have that knowledge to pull from. And I think that every singer should at least try that out to explore their voice and explore what it's capable of. But I would love to study again. Love to study again.
I look at you can never learn. You can never learn enough.
Right.
There's always some. I'm a drummer, and when I found out that the world's greatest drummer, bar none, I don't care who you tell me, there's no better drummer that's ever walked the face of the earth than Buddy Rich. The world's greatest drummer, even the great drummers of today will tell you the best drummer that's ever walked the planet is Buddy Rich. When I found out that he, at his late age, was still taking drum lessons. Now, you can't teach this guy how to do a paradiddle or a rudiment that he don't already know or created on his own.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, a rudiment. You're a rudiment. But it's thinking out of the box, getting away from, football players, they go to spring training every year to learn the basics, and sometimes getting rerouted back into the basics, going like, oh, look where I slipped away from.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want Melissa to damage vocal cords. You're doing the right thing the right way it is. Buzzy will tell you, well, you'll be great now, but in 6 weeks from now, you're going to be, you can't sing anymore because you're going to have a hoarse voice. And it just happens. We watch people go through it, and it just happens. So
it's constant work. I mean, I've been working really hard the past few years, and especially the past year, to get my voice back into shape because my body just kind of, from playing guitar so much, playing these 4-hour gigs sometimes twice a day, my body just morphed into the shape of playing around the guitar.
Right.
And that totally messes with your vocal instrument. So it's been a lot of hard work to try to reverse that. And then through that process, I'm learning about how your body changes because of guitar playing. So I'm in the process of putting information together for guitar players about, okay, this is what's happening, what can we do to prevent it, to reverse it, to manage pain, to, and have these tools to take with you on the road. So keep an eye out for that series. I'm in the process of putting all that together. Yeah.
There's always something for you, isn't there?
Yeah.
You just stay busy.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you, you just got something else going on. And again, you teased earlier, you got some stuff coming up by the end of the year that we're just excited for you.
Yeah.
So anyone that's listening, tell them all your social media. Tell them how they need to find out about you, how to get your past CDs, and how to be on the lookout for the newest one. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, I am on all the social medias. My website is a good home base. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, email, anything on my website. That's melissaalesi.com, MELISSAALESI.com. All my music's on there. My music's on iTunes. It's on Spotify, Pandora. So you can reach all that on my website or my social medias, and they're just under Melissa Alesi.
And the beautiful part, I seen you toward the end of 2018 at the Commodore Grill, and you came up and you had that kind of look of fear in your eyes and said, I just quit my job. You're on the road. You're a true musician. So these people that are out there, when you listen to her and you're going, man, it's incredible, please tip her. Please buy her CD because we want to hear more of her.
Absolutely.
And again, most of the people you have on our radio station here are people trying to make a career in music. You're trying to sustain your life, pay your car payment, pay your to eat, to work out, whatever you need to do, and gas to go to and from gigs. So people, please help out and buy these artists. You can go on and listen to the radio station. You can see Brian has it on the website where it pops up and tells you who the artist is and the song playing. Look up their Facebook, find out where you can buy their social media, and buy it. There's a lot of great artists on our station. Melissa is one of them, and we're just tickled to death that, again, I said we're not supposed to say, but she's one of our favorites. But you're not supposed to say that. It's like, do you have a favorite child? You know, all my kids are my favorites, but
he says that about every artist, though.
go back and watch the archives. I beg to differ. There might be two other people I say that you're one of my favorites. You know, and if Rachel and Kaylee are listening, there you are. You're in the hat trick.
That does mean a lot. It really is heartwarming to hear the support that you guys give to myself and all the other artists, because, you know, music is a hard business. I would never ever recommend it to anybody, but it's in my soul and I can't leave it.
Once it's in your blood,
you know, yeah.
I mean, I walked away from it for 6 years. Got rid of my drum set. Said I'll never play drums again. I'm done.
What brought that on?
Long story.
Okay.
But for 6 years, I was just done. But, you know, for 6 years, I was in absolute misery. Hated it. I hated everything I did. Real jobs, I hated them because I wasn't doing what I loved to do. Mm-hmm. Do what you love to do. Like you and I were talking off air, I heard that great quote from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whether you like him or not, one of his best lines are, there's no plan B. If plan A is being a musician, you stay to plan A. If plan A is being a doctor, you stay to plan A. And when you fail, so what? Pick yourself back up and do it again. There's no plan B. Mm-hmm. So you had that look on, I just jumped off the springboard. I'm jumping into the deep side of the pool with no life vest on, and you've come out doing really well. You're really well. It's a hard business, and you're right. It's a hard one to recommend to anybody. You just got to be kind of semi-off-center to do what we do.
Well, you do realize in about 3 or 4 years when she's really famous,
she won't even remember who we are.
That's right. I was going to say, somebody will bring up that radio station. She go, what radio station?
All right.
But I saw Jason, like, you made him your own. And the bands that you did, that's not easy for you to do that. Not easy for you to impress me on that, because I don't impress easy on cover stuff. And you did that. So I'm going to ask you to do a cover song, but not now. Do it after this one. So
sure.
Whatever you want to play now, that's cool.
Sure. This one's called Never There. It's going to be on my new EP.
So selfish, I'm debating whether you and I will make it, but you're so cute. In my mind I am relating all the things that I am hating in myself that I see in you. These days I'm gonna leave you, baby. I'll wake up and realize you don't care. Funny enough, I don't need you, baby. Even when I do, you're never there. Go and make an empty promise. I'll pretend that I forgot it just to please you. But oh, I stand in line there waiting when you're right here for the taking. It's so easy. Ooh. these days I'm gonna leave you, baby. I'll wake up and I realize you don't care. Funny enough, I don't need you, baby. Even when I do, you're never there. One of these days it's gonna happen, baby. Only one thing left for me to do. One of these days I'm gonna have to, baby. Only thing I need to lose is you. For the most part, baby, I got to say, for the most part, honey, I guess you're okay. But when I needed you, you were never there, you're never there. Da, 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 yeah. Da, 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 yeah, yeah. Da, 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 yeah, yeah. Da, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. You're never there, you're never there. Thank you.
Fantastic. Melissa, how long have you been playing guitar?
I started when I was 16, so
Just a couple of years?
Just a couple years, yeah. So, oh my gosh, like 16 years. Yeah.
What I like, you're playing. You're not really looking over at your cheat notepad over there. You're looking out toward the crowd.
That's a video.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see yourself on there?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, me.
You're looking toward the crowd. And not once are you looking at the guitar neck. You're not having to
Sometimes
try to
I
figure out where you're at. Yeah, every now and then you'll glance down or whatever, but that's just old shoe. But you're comfortable with playing guitar because you're walking down notes on the guitar while you're singing some kind of intricate vocal parts that they don't match mathematically, but it comes natural to you. And it's kind of hard to explain. Everything we do, our body wants to do something simple, so everything it just kind of falls in a click. And you're singing is kind of like Paul McCartney singing with his bass playing in the background. His bass playing is doing its own thing while his vocals doing the whole thing. Not that you sound like Paul McCartney, just your playing and singing is in that kind of same plane. You're playing something different on the guitar than what you're singing, and you're not even batting an eye at it. It's easy.
It's just a lot of time drilling parts.
How many hours a day are you play?
I don't know. It's different right now because I have all this other stuff going on and I'm on the computer quite a lot. But I like to get at least like an hour or two in a day just to keep it under my fingers. And
Every
I've
day.
recently started to practice with my eyes closed or practice with low light just to get myself in that situation. And yeah, I try to get it practiced to the point where if I mess up, muscle memory takes over.
Right.
And knock on wood, I've been successful thus far.
Now, what about songwriting? Do you try to work on songwriting every day, or how often do you kind of concentrate on that?
I would love to be able to work on songwriting every day, just like the practicing. It's hard to be on the computer doing like administrative type of work and switch gears to songwriting that quickly, but I've learned not to stress about it, and I can just get back into that mindset. Like this weekend I had, cranked out like 3 or 4 ideas that I'm really excited about finishing.
Do you write those down real quick or on your cell phone? Make the
I write them. I write everything down. I make work tapes and voice memos. I have hundreds of voice memos in my phone of stuff. Yeah.
Makes me wonder what life was like before.
I know, right?
before the cell phones and all that come out. Yeah.
Just carried around your little recorder, like your button, like
big old tape deck.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when the little cassettes came out, the little mini cassettes.
Micro cassettes.
You could go at the Radio Shack and buy them, And, we used to use those for, sitting around doing band demos. We just wrote a song and click. Because, the bands are the same way. We sit down, we start writing music without the singers there, and we lay down some tracks. You go, man, that was really cool. Do that again. The guitar player goes, I forgot what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then we trying to tell them, like, well, this is what you did. And he goes, I don't hear it. So, so we used to do that with the little mini cassettes. So.
I go to my friend's house sometimes. We have like open jams, and they'll have the recording rolling the entire time, so we don't have to worry about anything. And then you go back and listen through it and hear these things where it's like, oh, that's really cool, and you don't really notice it. You might think it's really cool when you're in it, but to listen back to it, you really can recognize whether something is worthy of moving forward with it or not.
I've still got some of those tapes lying around when we did stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got an old cassette tape.
Sure it wasn't 8-track?
I'm almost sure it wasn't stone, carved out of granite. But it's been that long ago. Melissa, my stuff first came out on vinyl. Back when that's really all you had.
The vinyl's still out now.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have
back,
much.
Baby.
So,
Clay.
But the vinyl I was on was only one color, so.
Yours was on shellac, right?
Shellac, yeah. I had to use the Fred Flintstone, little bird thing to come down and play it. But I got a cassette tape of us. Probably I was in high school, and we were laying down some tracks for one of the very first original bands I was ever in. I've heard that, but I'm sure that's kind of getting stretched. It's probably going to be bad news down the road.
We had a jam session one night. We used to do them all the time, and I've still got an old reel tape.
I usually like mine with peanut butter.
I've still got an old reel-to-reel tape lying around
somewhere. Oh, wow.
Of a show we did, just goofing off.
Our first PA system, Melissa, was a reel-to-reel player.
No.
Yeah.
Was your PA?
Was our PA. We put the little speakers out there, we turn it on record, and sing through the mic, and it would come through the speakers. And we had, when we got to the little Fender Champ amps, which are about, the size of a toaster, we thought we were making it big. That was in 7th, 8th grade, man. We thought we were big time. So, all right, it's time. I've got to hear another song from Melissa. I'm going to let her pick. Please do a cover.
I think I'm going to do
whichever one you want to
Wood.
do. What's that?
I think I'm going to do Norwegian Wood. Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
'Tis true, she was the fifth Beatle.
I once had a girl, what should I say? She once had me. She showed me her room. Isn't it good? Norwegian Wood. She asked me to stay, and she told me to sit anywhere. I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. La 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 la, la la la. La 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 la, told me she worked in the morning, started to laugh. I said I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. Then when I woke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. La 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 la. La 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 la. Thank you.
Very nice, and thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I know you were talking about the Zeppelin earlier, but I was messing around with that melody all day on piano, and it was just like in me.
Whatever
you
works.
do a beautiful job on that.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful.
Well, you took it and you made it your own, and you did it with your style. And again, if you get to go out and you watch Melissa live, and you'll have to tell some of the events that you got coming up so people could do that. And again, you go to her Facebook page or website. Go to her website. I'll give you the hotbed of wherever she's at. Her cover stuff, it's just excellent. Just excellent. I mean, you're doing Led Zeppelin. You do Tom Petty. You do Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I missing? Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Were you doing Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? So, but she does it in her style. She doesn't try to copy them, as you heard with her doing the Beatles. So, what other artists do you like to listen to?
Oh my gosh, it's such a wide range of genres and decades. And
so if I went out to your car right now and I pulled something out of the CD player, what's the CD that's in your player right now?
Well, my car doesn't have a CD player anymore, so unlucky me. I've been listening to a lot of post-animal, like rock, psychedelic porn crumpets, same genre.
Huh.
Interesting name, right? Yeah, I know.
Yes, Andy, you can listen to that after the show. You just rocked Andy's world right there for a second. He don't know what to say. Andy, you're blushing.
He's blushing.
He's blushing. Awesome. Andy is blushing. So your tastes are all over the board. You like.
Yeah, like last week I was listening to Aretha Franklin at the gym. It just depends on like what kind of mood I'm in, what the weather's like what do I need that day.
Oh yeah.
I listen to EDM. I listen to not a whole lot of country and not a whole lot of rap, but everything else is pretty much fair game. Flamenco guitar, classical.
Oh yeah. Now,
Zeppelin. Yeah.
Who's some of your favorite songwriters? So you got a songwriter or two in mind you like to say hey to or talk about?
John Mayer.
Okay.
Is a huge influence of mine, especially on the acoustic guitar. James Taylor's another one. Billy Joel.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites. Got to see him live in Philly.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he just turned 60 and had a baby like the night before. And showed up and played a show and hit every note. His voice was phenomenal. Yeah.
See, it was funny because the last time I saw Billy was back in Indianapolis, and he had this little girl who sings for John Mellencamp was singing with her named Cindy, and I cannot remember her last name. Starts with a T, like Cindy Teleforio or something like that. But she's one of Mellencamp's background singers. He has two. This little girl is a percussionist, unbelievable. But when Billy did Innocent Man, and he was singing the song Innocent Man, at that point he said he couldn't hit those notes. He goes, now you know why I hired Cindy, because Cindy hit those notes, and it was phenomenal. But he hit everything else other than that. But it was probably the best concert I ever saw Billy doing, because at that point he had so many hits out. The Bridge album just came out, and so he had the hits off of that, too. So Billy's one of my favorites.
It's still Billy Joel to me.
What's that?
She's
still Billy Joel to you. He's still
She's
Billy
Always
Joel
a
to
Woman
you.
to me is probably one of my top 5 favorite songs.
Great song.
Which one?
Yeah.
She's Always a Woman to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I I still have to say Scenes from Italian Restaurants in my top Billy Joel tune. But then after that, they all just kind of clump together. I just like so many songs from his faster, oddball stuff off the Turnstile album all the way up, in the middle of the night, So, River of Dreams. So I love
I
that
used to
stuff.
listen to Downeaster Alexa a lot when I was little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And then the one that he did with Ray Charles.
Yeah. Ebony is that?
Nope, that's Michael and Stevie. It was a lullaby. It was not the lullaby song because he did a lullaby, but it's I can't remember. But that was Billy Joel's idol was Ray Charles. So we'll get time for probably a couple of more songs. So why don't you go ahead and pick out another one and
Sure.
let's hear you play that.
Yeah.
Let me check the time here because we got to make sure we're. Oh yeah, we got time for two more.
As long as you don't talk.
I will shut up. I promise.
Cool. This one's called One More Night, I guess. This is off my last album. And I wrote this song. I was living with my best friend at the time, and her boyfriend that she was dating on again, off again, and it was just a vicious cycle. And my whole last album ended up being about their relationship because I was just around it all the time, and it came out through my music. So that's what this is about. It's called One More Night, I guess. Penny Lane is in my veins. She runs through me like water. If you ask, am I in love? I'll tell you all about her. I know she's not the best thing for me. Yes, I confess I know that I'm a mess, but I'll take one more night, I guess. Think of all of the wasted time I've given to this love of mine. But if my bedroom walls could speak, they say she keeps me happy. I know she's not the best thing for me. Yes, I confess I know that I'm a mess, but I'll take one more night, I guess. Bittersweet are symphonies when she's before me on her knees, and she will be the death of me, but I will die so happy. I know she's not the best thing for me. Yes, I confess I know that I'm a mess, but I'll take one more night, I guess. Thank you.
Melissa, plug a few shows where you're going to be at coming up here in the near future so people can get out there and see you live? Or
Well, there's a really cool show at the Back Corner in Germantown on the 26th. It's a Tuesday. That'll be with a full band. Doors are 8:30.
With a full band?
Full band, yeah.
Wow.
It's a really cool showcase thing that they do. There's 3 or 4 other artists that'll be there that night too.
Okay.
And all Nashville singer-songwriters. And that's 9 o'clock Tuesday the 26th at the Back Corner in Germantown.
Okay.
These are on my website as well. I should have wrote some others down. I have a couple other things coming up, some writers' rounds. Yeah, that I can't remember.
Jump to your
off the top
Facebook
of my
page and
head.
your
Yeah.
website. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to those for further details.
I'll post something after this with like a rundown of some of my up and coming dates in the next couple months.
We definitely want people to get up there and see you live. I've never seen you with a full band. If it wasn't for our show, we're here. Next week's guest is Charlie Allen.
Charlie Allen, yes.
With possible special guest.
Correct. And
So
the other artist, 1 second, I'll tell you.
1 second. If you haven't ever heard Charlie Allen on the show before, what a hoot. Singer-songwriter.
Levi Colby.
Levi Colby. Okay, so who's first, Charlie or Levi? You better hope it's Levi.
No, it's Charlie first, then Levi.
Well, because Charlie's going to run the show. We won't get out of here until 3 in the morning with Charlie.
Right.
So,
Right.
All right. Well, Melissa, let's go ahead and finish off one more song, and then we'll say our goodbyes.
Though,
What's that?
Before she does,
we
should announce that tomorrow on Heat FM Radio,
yes,
the show she did at the Grinder House will be played from
7 a.m. till 9
a.m., yes.
That's Nashville time.
And,
So
and followed that will be the vinyl show. Now, was that from?
That's from this Sunday.
Sunday's vinyl show.
So that's on heatfmradio.com.
Right.
So you can check out Melissa's show that she did at the Grinder House 3-4 weeks ago, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That'll be on heatfmradio.com, and then following immediately after that's the vinyl show that we just did for Nashville Palace. So check that out. Melissa, what do you want to finish the show off with?
I'm going to play a song called Cruisin', also off my last album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, we'll say goodbye one more time before you. We can't get out that fast.
It's imagination time again. Close your eyes and just pretend. One step right and you'll fall off the edge. We're gonna have a good time, my friend. Smells so nice at this time of night, when the sun goes down past the horizon. My watch slowly disappears into my skin. When I have no concept of what time is. Cruising, cruising. for cruising.
Melissa, Alesi, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for ending with that song. That's my favorite song out of the 3 albums you've got.
Oh, thanks.
I hear that, and that's one of those songs that gets stuck in my head. I'll be waking up to it in the morning, hearing that song in my head. It's a great song.
Thank
You
you.
can feel the wind kind of blowing through your hair.
Awesome.
Well, at least some of us, Jason. You feel the wind blowing through your hair. It definitely is a cruising song. It's a beautiful tune. So
Thank you.
thank you for being part of our family. Thank you for putting up with us again.
Thank you so much for having me back.
No problem.
She
We're going to
likes
get you
her
back.
punishment because she keeps coming back for more.
Well, tell her, again, she's on heatfmradio.com tomorrow from 7 to 9 a.m.
Correct.
tomorrow. So it's your going to work morning run. And then she's playing with you at the Grinder House when?
Not the Grinder House.
Not at the Grinder House. I'm sorry, at the Smokehouse.
Smokehouse, yes. The last Saturday of the month in April.
Okay, so the last Saturday of the month in April.
I will give you the exact date. It'll be the 27th.
The 27th. All right, so we'll want to see everybody out for that show. That, again, will be recorded, re-aired. So, Melissa, thank you for being a part of our family.
Thank you.
We wish you the best, and anything we can do, you got our number. If you need money, call Andy. Andy's loaded. He's Mr. Big Bucks here. So with that, I want to say, have a great night to everybody. For Miss Rebecca Presley, Miss Velvet, she's home with Class A flu, so she's not out with us tonight, so we wish her the best. Andy, thank you for popping in. We got the little hillbilly heartthrob off to the side. We got the hillbilly heartthrob off the side. We also have Brian, IT Guru. Thank you, Brian. And I am Marco DJ Doctor for Melissa Alesi and us. Thank you, and you all have a great night.